NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. And hello again, and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my pal Frank Nobilo. We are here in the wonderful state of Georgia, getting ready to kick off the round at East Lake Golf Club.
And what a great course it is too, Rich. Normally a par 72 for the members, but seeing we're going to play off the pros tee today, the 5th and the 10th hole, which are normally par 5s, will be reduced to par 4s, so a very strict par of 70.
Let's take it down to the tee. Excited to call all the action today out on the course for you. Taking dead aim now at the 10th. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Not quite enough pace on that putt. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
This for bogey once again. Made bogey here yesterday. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Let's go down to the 11th. Catching up with our featured golfer, this third round has been disappointing thus far. A lot of missed opportunities, Frank.
Yeah, now's the time to really throw caution to the wind. Conservative play has not been working. A little aggression, you never know, might just work out.
And you can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Go ahead and do that for birdie. Here at the downhill 12th now.
Rich, there's nothing worse than this. This might look all right, but in the mulch, this is a disastrous situation.
So this is not mulch ado about nothing?
Ah, I get it.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Ball is teed up, the par 4 13th, a good one, 476 yards. Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here. Not a problem there, Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Has his par. Day 3, and what a tournament this is shaping up to be, Frank.
Quite simply, great weather, great golf, great fans, which is the perfect mix for a golfer trying to win a tournament. The final round, if this is anything to go by, has to just be sensational.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational. Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Safely aboard. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
This is a good-looking shot. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. And with that birdie, into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Well, you can feel the tension right now. Always a pivotal shot in the round, the second to 17. Headed for the bunker? Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, where has that been?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Now to the final hole here at East Lake Golf Club. And Frank, there aren't too many golf courses that finish with a par 3.
And that's why it's always under a debate whether you should finish on a par 3, especially one of this length. Twos are very, very hard to find on this green. And the reason why there's so many slopes and hollows here, the 2 bunkers, remember the great up and down from Jim Furyk from the right bunker, that's more than possible. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Somehow make a 3. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
Once you hit double par, it is time to just pick up and move on. Count that as a triple bogey. Ouch. Well, Frank, our players really put on a show for us today here at East Lake.
Oh, they did. I hope they enjoyed playing one of the great golf courses of the world, Rich. So this course has hosted so many great events. US Women's Amateur, the Ryder Cup, obviously the Men's Amateur, the FedEx Cup, the Tour Championship, and of course the history, all the great players from yesteryear that have played here. You've now joined that list.
So for all of us here at EA Sports, this is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo, saying so long until next time. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Frank, the fourth hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says, emphatically, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
Nothing wrong with that one. How about 300 yards and in the fairway?
Second shot.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Even par currently.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now the fifth hole here at the U.S. Open, and Frank, quite a dramatic tee shot.
Everything's really in front of you. You can see it from the elevated tee, bunkers left and right. That's not really the problem. One of the problems is that bunker just short, smack bang in the middle of the screen. So the chances of flying that bunker and stopping on the screen down breeze are probably next to none. So you're going to have to go in right or left of that bunker.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. And this will be fine, just a little left of the flag.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Getting set now over the putt. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Has this one for par. That's how you maintain momentum. You make those putts for par. Back down now to hole number 6. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
Well, knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect, right down the middle of the fairway. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward, because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, but still a tough putt coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Wow, don't know how a player of this caliber misses it to the left that badly from that short a range. Settles in over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
Well, Frank, this is what a U.S. Open is all about. A long, tough par 4 up the hill.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's a dogleg ride on top of that. There's more humps and bumps and all this than a dermatologist would ever dream of down there.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, the approach here at the 7th, and there's a lot to consider here.
There is. The green at the front is much wider than what it is at the back. It's almost like a tooth or a molar shape. So, you know, that front portion, when the flag's there, definitely a birdie hole. Just got to be a little cautious when they put the flag on the back.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Third shot, looking for a good one. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Well, this hole, the 8th, says U.S. Open all the way. A tee set back to well over 600 yards, Frank, par 5.
Well, it's called high road and low road, so which way would you prefer? I'd rather take the high road and that sort of whip one down the fairway there, hopefully around the 300-yard mark, and you just might make this par 5 and 2. Then you can tell all your mates. If you take the low road, you're going to rack up a big number, and you don't want to tell anybody.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. And now the second shot here at this par 5. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in because it never made it.
Just a couple of feet. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The wily golf instructor makes birdie. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. I mean, that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek God here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Whew, this is tough to watch.
I've already got my eyes covered.
Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Today, we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington for the U.S. Open Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about this unusual layout?
It's actually the first golf course that Robert Trent Jones II has actually designed in Washington. And it just fits in beautifully with the environment. The Puget Sound really sets off the whole golf course. So it looks like a links golf course, but it can play in so many different ways. You can play it through the air, you can play it along the ground. And of course, already it's hosted US Amateur and US Open. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
This is a 22-foot putt. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Well, Frank, what a stretch of tough par 4s here at Chambers Bay. Now to the 7th, long uphill par 4 and a lot of trouble to the right.
Yeah, and it's all sand, that's for sure. If you miss the field on the left, then it's all dunes, so take your pick, really. But ideally, that green piece that the superintendent often mows each and every day, that's the place to go. And for a US Open at 508 yards, if you miss that little green strip, then this hole will be hazardous because it's going to play a lot longer than that uphill.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Now the approach shot here at the 7th, Frank, and this one is up the hill.
It is, and the green is sort of split into thirds. There's a little piece back left, there's a piece back right, and that bigger portion in the front. So once again, you got to choose what shot am I trying to hit, and do I have the right club?
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder, just the way that one did, he would say, ringtail howitzer. And that one just didn't go in. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Now to the second par 5 of the round here at Chambers Bay and the U.S. Open. It's a long one.
Yeah, it's a beast. You miss this fairway, you could be hitting all day long, and of course that's going to rack up a fairly healthy score. Meanwhile, hit the fairway there. Only the longest hitters will reach this par 5 and 2, but still a good chance, even with a wedge, to make a birdie because the green slopes back to the player. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off. Rough.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Par attempt here. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Seems to really have the touch today. Rich Lerner and Frank Nobilo back with you here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Now to the 9th hole, closing out this front side.
Well, it just goes to show the tremendous variety that the designer Robert Trent Jones II has done here. We've seen already a tremendous variation, and then this sort of just goes on top of it. Elevated tee, goes down to a green that just slopes a little bit to the right, well bunkered on the right.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, you've been there, down to the wire at several U.S. Opens. What's that pressure like?
It's so different from any other type of major championship because that's normally the toughest test. That's where the scores are the highest, i.e. relative to par. That's actually where par itself is a good score. I mean, you're bruised and battled by the end of the week. With the exception, really, remember when Rory McIlroy won at Congressional? That's the one time when a US Open played soft. But Martin Kaymer at Pinehurst on a firm, fast golf course, it's a different test. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach. You just think of people struggling at the end of the week and really last man standing. That's what a US Open means. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in. Oh, good roll, good putt. Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favourite, but their week's over.
Numbers don't lie in this case, in this sport, and now a missed cut. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Welcome to Chambers Bay with its massive rolling fairways, towering dunes, undulating greens, and unpredictable coastal winds. This links-style course providing the backdrop for the world's best golfers here at the U.S. Open. Rich Loader alongside Frank Navalo will call every shot today for EA Sports. Frank, what is Chambers Bay all about?
A nice blend of links and parkland golf, really. You can still play the ball, through the air, play your own style of play, but it just looks like you've got to play the ball along the ground, almost link style. These huge cavernous type bunkers that adorn the sides of the fairways, big greens, undulating greens. It really is a wonderful test, and off the back it can play very long. I'm loving that balance.
Good contact, good result. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Frank, what do you think the designer Robert Trent Jones II and his team saw when they first came out to this site right along the Puget Sound?
I'd like to think they saw what is we know now as Chambers Bay, but I imagine it would be a very difficult process, like all the other great links golf courses. You're trying to somehow extract a championship golf course, a test for every level of play, a walking golf course that's going to be fun at some levels and very testing at the highest level. He's managed to achieve all of that.
So many bold landforms, as they say, and those landforms were really just shaped by the wind and the weather coming off the Puget Sound.
Yeah, which really is the definition of a true links. True links is wasteland, which is around the coastal land that can't really be used for anything else. And also the natural erosion. I mean, that's where some of these courses just develop. But these holes will change over the next 50, 100 years, purely by the nature of its location.
you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Settles in over the putt. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, when you think of U.S. Opens, you so often think of a tough grind. But in recent years, they've added some spice with the reachable par fours, and we have one right here at the 12th.
And this is the reason why we're starting to see a different type of U.S. Open champion over the years. The Rory McIlroys, the Tiger Woods, even Martin Kaymer. Guys that are strong enough, powerful enough to take advantage of these type of holes. What a great shot.
On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Frank, he'll have to take a full swing at this putt for birdie.
This is long, but every now and again, one of these finds the bottom of the cup and makes that magic sound.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
It was a good try. Didn't quite get the break right.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity.
It's no snack though.
I don't know, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a US Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first, it is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of the screen.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one. Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit.
If you're going to hit it down. Safely on deck.
He has this attempt for par. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Locked in on the read and the speed. Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed. Oh, now that is going to hurt.
Shouldn't be a problem.